start our next class. From question number 9 we are going to start, and in the question number 9 the diagram is given here, which is a parallelogram with the sides and some measurements which is in the diagram. So we have to find the value of x and y. So let's start our solution. As we know that the opposite side of a parallelogram are equal in length. Opposite side, that means this side and this side is opposite, and this side is also opposite to each other, and the opposite sides are equal in length. That's why GU and SN will be equal. GU and SN, this one and this one will be equal. So the measurement of GU is 3y minus 1 and the measurement of SN is equal to 26. Now minus 1 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, from negative integer to positive integer, and will be added with 26 and we get 27. Here 3 is in the multiplication form with y, so this will be transferred from LHS to RHS, from multiplication to division form, and as same we get the same here. 3 will be divided 27 and we get 9 centimeter of the measurement y. Similarly this side is equal, so similarly this and this side also will be equal. So SG is equal to NU. Measurement of SG 3x and NU 18. Now 3 is in the multiplication, it will be transferred from LHS to RHS to the division. It will divide 18 by 6 times and we get the value of x. Hence the length of x and y are 9 centimeter and 6 centimeter respectively. This is the solution of the question number 9. Just before this question I wrote the question number 9 there. It was not question number 9, it was 8, first part, and this one is the second number of the question number 8. So let's start the question. In this question the diagram is given here and we have to find the value of x and y. So as we can see, the diagonals are there inside the diagram and they are cut each other at this point, and the measurement of the half of a diagonal is given. So by this diagram we have to find the value of x and y. As we know that the diagonal of a parallelogram bisect each other. These are the diagonals of a parallelogram and they are bisect to each other. That means this way, from here, which is the midpoint of a diagonal, this part and this part will be equal. If diagonal are cutting to each other, bisecting to each other, so the both part of a diagonal is equal to each other. That's why y plus 7, that means this part, y plus 7 will be equal to that half part. So y plus 7 is equal to 20. Now 7 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, from positive to negative integer, and it will be subtracted from 20 and we get y is equal to 13. And similarly x plus y is equal to 16, because it is bisecting each other and the midpoint of is that, and these both part is equal to each other. So x plus y is equal to 16 and we are putting the value of y here, so y is equal to 13, and now 13 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, and from positive to negative integer it will be subtracted from 16 and we get 3 centimeter. Hence the measurement of x and y are 3 centimeter and 13 centimeter respectively. So this is the solution of this question. This is question number 9. This figure is given in the question number 9, which is looking like a trapezium, but it have two parallelogram in it. So there is two parallelogram, which is one is risk and second one is clue. So this one is the first parallelogram, RISK. This one is the first parallelogram. So we have to solve the solution from first parallelogram then second. So in parallelogram RISK, there is an angle which is given, angle I is equal to angle K. Angle K is already given in the question, which is 120 degree. That's why angle I is equal to the angle K, because it is opposite angle. As we know that the opposite angle R is equal in measurement. So angle I will be equal to the 120 degree. Now angle K plus angle R. Angle K plus angle R is equal to 180 degree, because these both angles are adjacent angle and the adjacent angle are supplement to each other. So angle K plus angle R is equal to 180 degree. The measurement of angle K is given, so we have to put here 120 plus angle R is equal to 180. Now 120 will be transferred from LHS to RHS from positive to negative integer, and it will be subtracted from 180, and we get angle R is equal to 60 degree. Now we get angle R is equal to 60 degree and angle S, this angle is opposite to the angle R, that's why it is equal to the angle K. Similarly, we have written here angle S is equal to angle K because both are opposite angles. So the measurement of angle S is equal to 60. Now we have to move for the second parallelogram, which is parallelogram clue from here. And this one. This is the second parallelogram. Angle A is equal to angle L. Angle L is already given in the question, which is 70 degree. That's why angle is equal to the angle L because of these are opposite sides. So the measurement of angle is equal to 70 degree. And similarly as before, angle L plus angle U, L plus U, these both angles are adjacent. That means it is equal to the 180 degree. So we have to put the value of angle L, 70 degree plus angle U is equal to 180. 70 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, positive, negative, and subtracted from 180, and we get 110 as the measurement of angle U. Now we get the measurement of angle U, which is 110. If U is 110, that's why angle C will be 110 because of angle both are opposite angles. So angle C is equal to angle U. Now angle C is equal to 110. We found the angle E and angle S here. As you can see that there is a triangle E, S, and there is a crossing point of the diagonal. So we have to consider this midpoint, which is O. So in triangle EOS, by the angle sum property, we have to find the value of x because angle E and angle S we had found already. So angle E plus angle x plus angle S is equal to 180 degree by angle sum property. We have to put the value of E and S here, 70 degree and 60 degree we had to put the value, and x is same is equal to 180. Addition of sum of 70 plus 60 is equal to 130 plus x is equal to 180. 130 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, positive, negative, and subtracted from 180, and we get the value of angle x is equal to 50 degrees. So that's all the question of the question. That's all the solution of the question number 9. This question number 10. Here we have to tell that how the figure is a trapezium and which of the side are parallel. So as we know that if a transversal line intersecting two given lines such that the sum of the measure of the angles on the same side of transversal is 180, then the given two lines will be parallel to each other. That means suppose this is a transversal line which is bisect these two parallel lines. Okay, so these are two parallel lines and this is the transversal which is bisecting to each other. So if the sum of these two angles which is on the same side of the transversal, these both angles are on the same side, so if the sum of these both angles are equal to 180 degree, that means that particular side which is just opposite to each other will be parallel. So here we can see that angle M and angle L, if we are adding this one, so 100 plus 80 will become 180, and hence NM, the line segment NM and KL will be parallel. This is the sign of the parallel. So these both line segment will be parallel to each other because the sum of two angles which is same side of the transversal are equal to the 180 degree. Hence it is proved that this is a trapezium. That's all for the question number 10. So let's move for the question number 11. The figure is given here and we have to find the measurement of angle C. We have to find the measurement of angle C, and it is given in the question is that AB is parallel to DC. AB is parallel to DC. As we know that if the opposite sides are parallel, that means the angles which is on the same side of the transversal, sum of that angles will be equal to to 180 degree. So angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. It should be there if the lines are parallel. So angle B is 120 and we have to find angle C. Whatever the measurement is angle C, that's not matter, but it has to be equal to the 180. The sum of both angles has to be equal to the 180 because these both angles are on the same side of the transversal. And we have to put the value of angle B, which is 120 degree, and angle C is repeated 180 degree. Now 120 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, positive to negative, and subtracted from 180, and we get the value of angle C is 60 degree. Remind one thing, keep your mind, if the angles which is same side of the transversal, sum of that angle is equal to 180 degree, then the opposite side will be parallel. And if the sides are parallel, then the angles of the same side of the transversal, sum of both angles has to be equal to 180 degree. So that's all the question number 10 and 11. Last question of this exercise is question number 12. Here it is given, the diagram is given in this question, where it is given that find the measurement of angle C, where find the measurement of angle P and angle S. We have to find the measurement of P and S where angle Q is given. So suppose that in the question it is given that this line segment and this line segment are parallel to each other. That means the angle which is same side on the transversal, sum of them should be equal to the 180 degree. So angle P and angle Q, this is the transversal line which is intersecting these two parallel lines. Okay, so this angle and this angle which is same side on the transversal, it should be sum of this both angle, it should be equal to the 180 degree. So P and Q are equal to 180 because these are two angles which is same side of the transversal. So we have to put the value of Q, which is 130. Now 130 will transfer from LHS to RHS, from positive to negative, and subtracted from 180 we get angle P is equal to 50 degree. So 50 degree we get the measurement of angle P. Similarly, this is also a transversal line SR which is bisecting this line segment and this line segment. So the angle this one and angle this one, its the sum of both angles should be equal to 180 degree. So angle R and angle S is equal to 180 because the angle are same side of the transversal. Now it is the notation of a right angle. If the angle is completely describing like that, which is completely L, that means there is a right angle which is equal to the 90 degree. So the angle is 90 degree, which is R. We have to put the value here, angle S 180. Now 90 will be transferred from LHS to RHS, positive to negative. So same we have done here. It will be subtracted from 180 and we get the value of angle S is equal to 90. So we get the value of angle S is equal to 90. And the question is asking that is there any more method to finding the value of P and S? Yes, there is a method. Yes, there is more method to find the measure of angle P. We have to find the value of angle P by another method. So how do we find the value? Suppose that where we find the value of 90, which is angle X. Here we have done this one. After that we found the value of S. So in this method we have to find the value of S firstly. Okay. After that when we get S, so we also get the angle R. So by the angle sum property of a quadrilateral, in this method we already have 130, we got this one and we got this one. Three angles we have. By angle sum property of a quadrilateral, the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is equal to the 360 degree. So firstly we have to add all the three angles and subtract by 360. So by this method we also get the measurement of angle P. So that's all the solution of the question number 12, and the exercise are finished. From tomorrow we will start exercise 3.4, and till then you have to study at your home, do the proper practice of each and every question, write in your copy and ask whatever the doubt is there you have to comment on the particular video if you have any doubt, and give the feedback to me for making your classes as better as I can. Thank you.